You use money every single day of your life, and you have no idea how it actually works. I don't mean that as an insult. I mean it literally. You earn money, you spend money, you stress about money. You watch the news, talk about inflation, recessions, interest rates, and somewhere in the back of your head there's a tiny voice saying, I should understand this, but I don't. Here's what's wild. That feeling, it's not stupidity. It's the result of a system that was never properly explained to you. Not in school, not by your parents, not anywhere. Today, that changes. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to hand you the mental model for all of economics, from why money exists in the first place, to why your rent went up, to why entire countries go broke. The whole thing, the skeleton beneath the news headlines. And I promise, by the end, you're going to wonder why nobody ever just said it like this. The origin story, why economics even exists. Picture early humans. There's food in the forest, water in the river, land to sleep on. Simple. Now add one problem. There's not enough of everything for everyone. That's it. That single problem is why economics exists. Scarcity. The fact that humans want more than exists is the engine behind the entire discipline. So what do we do when there's not enough? We choose. And every choice costs something. If you eat the last mango, someone else doesn't get one. If you spend your money on a vacation, you're not investing it. Economists call this opportunity cost, the value of the next best thing you gave up. Now here's where it gets clever. People aren't all equally bad at everything. Some are better at farming, some at building. And even if person A is better than person B at literally everything, trade still makes both of them richer, because if A is way better at farming, but only slightly better at carpentry, A should farm, B should build, and they should swap. This is comparative advantage, and it's the reason international trade exists. It's not charity, it's math. Scarcity plus choices plus trade. Put those three things in a room together, and you've just invented a market. How markets actually work. A market is just where buyers and sellers meet. Farmers market, stock exchange, Amazon. Same idea. The invisible force running every market is incentives. If pizza costs $100, nobody buys it. If pizza costs $1, you eat 7. Lower prices pull in buyers. Higher prices pull in sellers. This constant tug creates supply and demand. And where they balance out is called the equilibrium price. It's not set by any person, it just emerges from millions of decisions. Here's what's crazy. This invisible coordination, no CEO, no government, no committee, organizes billions of transactions a day. Adam Smith called it the invisible hand. It's not magic, it's math and self-interest working silently together. But markets have a problem. They're efficient, they are not fair. A market doesn't care if you're sick, poor, or if you stubbed your toe. It responds to price, supply, demand. That's it. Which is why every society in history eventually said, okay, but maybe someone should make sure people don't die just because they're broke. And that's where governments come in. But first, money. Because pure barter is a nightmare. If you make furniture and want bread, you have to find a baker who wants furniture right now, today. Good luck. Money solved this. It's just a universally trusted medium of exchange. Sell your furniture for money, buy bread with money. Done. Money works because of trust. That's literally it. A dollar bill is a piece of paper. It's worth something because millions of people agree it is. Strip away the trust, paper is worthless. That's not theoretical. It's happened multiple times. The money machine, banks, inflation, and the Fed. Banks figured out something elegant. People don't withdraw their money all at once. So if a bank holds $1,000 in deposits, it can safely loan out $900 to someone else, keep $100 in reserve, and charge interest on the loan. Rinse, repeat, scale to millions of customers. Here's the mind-bending part. Banks create money when they issue loans. Your mortgage didn't come from someone else's savings account. The bank just typed a number into your account. New money, created from nothing, backed by your promise to pay it back. This is fractional reserve banking. It works brilliantly until everyone panics and tries to withdraw everything at once. That's a bank run. Banks collapse in hours. It's happened throughout history. That's why deposit insurance exists. A government promise that even if the bank fails, you get your money back. It stops the panic before it starts. Now, who controls how much money exists in the entire economy? Central banks. In the US, that's the Federal Reserve. Think of the Fed as the DJ of the economy. They control the tempo. Their two main tools. 1. Interest rates, the price of borrowing money. Raise rates, loans get expensive, people borrow less, economy slows down, inflation cools. Lower rates, loans get cheap, people borrow more, economy heats up. Growth. 2. Money supply. Literally, how much money exists. Too little money and the economy stalls. Not enough cash to do business. Too much money chasing the same amount of stuff, prices rise. That's inflation. A little inflation, around 2%, is fine. It encourages spending now over hoarding. A lot of inflation, disaster. Zimbabwe 2008, annual inflation hit 89 sextillion%. They printed $100 trillion bills that couldn't buy lunch. That's the extreme. But mild inflation quietly erodes your savings every year. If your savings account earns 1% and inflation is 4%, you're losing 3% of your real wealth annually. Silently, that's the hidden cost of just holding cash. Governments, debt, and the global machine. Governments spend money, a lot of it. Roads, schools, hospitals, defense, and yes, the occasional commemorative coin nobody ordered. Where do they get it? Taxes. Income tax, corporate tax, sales tax, property tax. A slice of everything you earn, own, spend, or succeed at. When spending exceeds tax revenue, that's a budget deficit. To cover it, governments borrow by issuing bonds, basically IOUs sold to investors. Buy this, we'll pay you back later with interest. All those deficits stacked up over time is national debt. The US, $34 trillion and counting. Is that apocalyptic? Not necessarily. Debt for productive investment, infrastructure, education, can pay off. Debt for pure waste with no growth to show for it, that's a spiral. In extreme cases, governments default. They just stop paying. Greece, Sri Lanka, Argentina, 9 times. 9. Now zoom out to the whole globe. No country can produce everything efficiently. Brazil is great at coffee, Canada is great at wheat. Both benefit from specializing and trading. This is globalization. Goods, money, and ideas crossing borders constantly. More efficient, yes. More fragile? Absolutely. In 2021, a single container ship blocked the Suez Canal for 6 days. That one boat froze 12% of global trade, delayed 400 ships, and cost the world economy roughly $10 billion per day. One boat, one canal, $10 billion a day. That's how interconnected and vulnerable the global economy is. Why you make bad financial decisions. Traditional economics had one massive flaw. It assumed humans are rational. Behavioral economics, backed by decades of research, proved otherwise. We are beautifully, predictably irrational. Loss aversion. Losing $50 hurts roughly twice as much as winning $50 feels good. So we hold losing investments too long, terrified to lock in a loss. Hyperbolic discounting. $20 now beats $100 in a year in your brain, even though the math is insane. This is why saving for retirement feels abstract and buying something today feels urgent. Anchoring. A phone is listed at $1,200, then marked down to $800. Your brain screams deal, even though you never agreed $1,200 was fair. Herd behavior. Everyone's panic buying. You have no idea why. You grab 12 rolls of toilet paper anyway. This isn't weakness. It's just how human brains work. And once you know your biases, you can catch them before they cost you. Quick recap. Here's the whole thing in 60 seconds. Scarcity means we can't have everything, so we choose. And every choice has an opportunity cost. Choosing leads to trade, which becomes more efficient with money. Money flows through banks, which create more of it through loans. Too much money causes inflation, which central banks fight by raising interest rates. Governments tax and spend, borrowing when they run short, building national debt. Countries trade across borders in a global economy that's efficient but fragile. And through it all, humans make irrational decisions that rational models can't predict. Every economic debate, tax policy, interest rates, trade wars, inflation, is really just an argument about how to answer these 3 questions. What do we produce? How do we produce it? Who gets it? No one's perfectly solved it, which is why the conversation keeps going. But now, you're actually part of it. If you made it here, you now understand economics better than most people ever will. That's not hyperbole. Most adults can't explain half of what you just learned. If you want more of this, every week I take something that sounds intimidating and makes it actually make sense. Stock markets, insurance, how corporations dodge taxes, the whole financial world decoded. Subscribe if that sounds useful. Or don't, but someone's definitely bringing up interest rates at your next family dinner, and now you'll actually know what's happening. Drop questions in the comments. I read every single one. Stay curious.